What's in it for me? Have you noticed how widespread this kind of thinking is, even among Christians? Maybe you don't say it exactly in those words or think exactly like that, but it is everywhere. So we think, this relationship is not adding me anything. This job is not going to look good in my CV. This church, I don't think I want to go there because I'm not growing in my faith. Do you see it? What if we turned it around and thought instead, how can I add value to your life? How can I add value to the life of my husband, to my wife, to my kids? How can I add value to my workplace? How can I add value to my church, to people in my church? How can I bring glory to God where I am and with whom I am? Wouldn't that be a better way of living? But we tend to approach everything with a consumer's mentality. You have to serve me. You have to make me happy. And we say that, we think that in a store, right? You have to serve me at a restaurant, but also at work, at church, and in our relationships. We think it's somebody else's job to make us happy. But if you're a Christian, you know that the Bible doesn't promise us happiness. On the contrary, it says that everyone who wants to live a godly life will be persecuted. It's about time we start living counterculturally. Imagine if Jesus looked at the cross and said, "What's in it for me?" I'm so glad that he didn't. He thought about me and he thought about you and he said, "I'll do it. I'll go through the pain for you." And many times we hear about self-sacrifice, but it's always about my gain. I'll sacrifice myself to gain something, right? But what about self-sacrificing for somebody else's gain? Jesus is our example there. And being humble is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. As Mark Batterson says in his book, Do It for a Day, he says, humility doesn't ask what is in it for me. It asks the opposite question, how can I add value to your life? And I want to finish by reading one of the most countercultural passages in the Bible, and that is 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, and it's about love. We hear a lot about love, but what does love mean for God? Love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. And you might say, but this is impossible. Yes, it is. Christianity is impossible. Only Jesus makes it possible by coming and living in us. Then it's possible. That's the only way we can live like this. And what's so cool about this passage is that it doesn't only tell us how to love others, but it tells us how Christ loves us. It is not easily angered. Jesus does not keep record of wrongs. That's how he loves us. So a challenge for you today. Ask somebody, how can I add value to your life? How can I serve you? How can I bring you joy today? God bless you.